iba-iba na po yung, pati on the opinion level, iba-iba na po yung pronouncements ng gobyerno. Tatlo po kasi yung legal na landas na pinopropose ng kabila. Ano? Una, yung pag-aresto kay Bato ay binabatay ng iba sa RA 9851, a domestic law. Yan po ang una. Pangalawa, ini-invoke nila yung Rome Statute. Okay? At pangatlo, they are invoking general public international law. Tatlo po yon na pinag-i nila. Wala pong sinunod ang gobyerno. Kung doon tayo sa RA 9851, pag-uusapan po natin kung pwede nating isurrender sa ICC without passing through the judicial authority dito. Kung pag-uusapan natin ng Rome Statute, which by the way para sa amin ay wala ng jurisdiction, hindi nila sinunod ang Article 59 at hindi nila sinunod ang regulations of the court ng ICC, particularly Regulation 31 number 3, which shows how to effectively serve a warrant, no, na personal notice. At kung general na international law or customary law, hindi rin nila sinunod yung jurisprudence na sinite ng aking partner na si Attorney Boben. So kahit saan pong larangan nila dalhin ang kanilang argumento, hanggang ngayon nananatili po ang aming paninindigan that there is no lawful basis for the arrest of General Bato.
Thank you, Attorney Jimmy. Attorney Jimmy, may mga nagsasabi na itong mga pangyayaring ito, noong nakaraang May 11, parang trial by publicity ang nangyari. Lalo na po nung maipakita umano ang dokumento sa media, bago pa man magkaroon ng malinaw na government position. Nakikita niyo rin po ba yung anggulong to?
Very clearly po, nasa kapangyarihan po kasi ng PTC, ng pre-trial chamber. Yung una, yung to reclassify their warrant from public to from secret to public, at nasa kanila rin yung to authorize reference thereto. Huwag na natin pag-usapan yung pangalawa. Nung pinakita po ni Trillanes yung warrant na yan, it was still secret. No? Therefore, wala siyang any authority to refer to this document, to show it publicly, to brandish it, and much less to enforce it. Wala po, kahitan po. Hindi na natin pinag-uusapan kung siya ay isang delegate ng ICC, was he authorized. Hindi pa yun eh. The mere showing of the warrant by anybody had not been authorized under any applicable laws or procedures. No? So kaya po tayo nagkakalito-lito. And then, assuming arguendo that the warrant had been reclassified at pwede nang iserve o pwede nang ipakita rather, hindi pa rin siya pwedeng iserve dahil napakahaba po. Aantukin po kayo kung sasabihin ko sa inyo yung buong procedure na dadaanan ng ICC warrant bago pa man lang siya iserve sa amin at kay General Bato.
Thank you, Attorney. Attorney Bondoc, hindi ba delikado kung ang isang pribadong individual ay tila mas nauunang makaalam o makahawak ng sensitibong dokumento kaysa mismong mga opisyal na dapat magpatupad po nito?
Very dangerous precedent setting po yan kung sakasakaling mangyari yan. As I said in different interviews, I always invite the public to imagine the scenario that they are proposing. Imagine niyo po, kahit po sa hinaharap na makagawa na tayo ng sistema na ang warrant ng ICC or any foreign tribunal or court ay pwede nang panghawakan ng kahit sinong individual at sasabihin nila hindi na po kailangan yan dumaan sa piskalya dito, hindi na kailangan dumaan yan sa korte dito dahil foreign ito. And therefore, since they had been authorized by the President, the Office of the President, or any of the departments under the executive branch, dahil na-authorize na sila, pwede nang i-enforce yan. Can you imagine the absurdity? Na kung local charge at local warrant, rigorous yung dadaan siya sa korte at ang dami pong tumbling ika nga ang kailangan gawin. Pero pag foreign warrant, pwede na po at the pleasure of the president ay ipahuli ang kahit sino. Can you imagine the political turmoil? That will be worse than martial law.
Oo nga, takot. Attorney Bondo, kung totoong kailangan pa ng Interpol Red Notice at compliance sa local processes bago magkaroon ng enforcement, attorney, may nilabag bang protocol ang sino mang kumilos na parang may immediate arrest operation ng mangyayari?
At the very least, that was an attempt at arbitrary detention, attempt at an unlawful arrest, 'di ba? At I can imagine many other laws broken by the said individual, no? So, pero ang mas nilalabag po talaga nila ay hindi lamang batas kundi yung kasarinlan po ng Pilipinas. And that is the worst. I know that sounds like a motherhood statement, pero yun po ang pinakamasama na nilalabag nila, yung ating karapatan to enforce our own laws and to prevent colonial powers from imposing upon us laws that we do not recognize and giving foreign tribunals power to dictate upon our justice system. What they're actually trying to do, no, is they're trying to tell the Supreme Court, no, dito po sa comment po ng OSG, what they're trying to say to the Supreme Court is, mga boss, desisyonan nyo naman tong comment namin na hindi na kayo kailangan. Yun po ang hinihingi nila eh. No? They are asking the Supreme Court to decide against themselves and the country. And I really think this is dangerous. And I hope that all the authorities recognize this.
Lakas ng loob mo na. Ang lakas ng loob na gawin na yun, ha? Talaga nakaka-shock.
Hindi na po kami nasyasak. Para lang po for the record.
Hindi, kasi
They've tried everything eh.
attorney, parang ang thinking namin dito bilang isang simpleng mamamayang Pilipino na lumalaban ng patas sa araw-araw, parang saan sila kumukuha ng lakas ng loob to manipulate at saka konsintihin ang iba't ibang mga autoridad to
Malinaw po.
abuse.
Malinaw po kung saan sila kumukuha ng lakas ng loob, and it is out of fear. It is out of fear of the scenario 2 years from now.
Yeah. Malinaw. Attorney, isa na lang po. Balikan kayo mamaya ni Attorney Yvette. Ano po ang masasabi ninyo? Ito, kailangan pong marinig ng lahat ng mga kababayan natin dahil yun po yung isang katanungan nila noong pa eh. That was last week. Ngayon natin tatanungin sa inyo, baka masagot nyo bilang kinatawan at saka tagapamagitan at kayo po yung abogado ni Senator De La Rosa. Sa nangyari po last week, ano po ang masasabi ninyo sa naging desisyon ni former Senator Soto sa makikipag-ugnayan niya di umano sa NBI, sa OSA, Office of the Sergeant of Arms, sa pagpapatupad ng sinasabing warrant of arrest?
Pagdating po dyan, the reason why I want to limit my comments is obviously there's a very huge political struggle now within the Senate. At gusto kong bigyan ng konting halaga yung pagpapaliwanag ni former SP Soto na dahil wala naman siyang kaalam-alam na dadating si Bato, parang ang sinabi niya lang ay, sige, coordinate nyo lang sa OSA. Bigyan ko po natin ng kahit mga 50% na tiwala muna, no? But on the other hand, the other 50 should be reserved for our vigilance, no? That vigilance is to prevent further cooperation by any of the senators with law enforcers who have no right to arrest General Bato. And that said, also, we are very happy for now that the Senate presidency has changed because we stand with Alan Cayetano. Ha? I think that has to be said. We cannot leave him out to hang to dry, no? Kasi si SP Cayetano is not being partisan. I want that clear. I think he is preserving the integrity and the sanctity of the Senate. I don't think it's for bato. I don't think they've seen eye to eye on all stages of our recent political history, no? Pero ang para sa kanya talaga, bahay namin to, we are one of the 3 branches, at wala kayong pinapakita pang lawful basis para arestuhin ito. So ba't kami magko-coordinate sa inyo? Kayo ang mag-coordinate sa amin pag meron kayong i-enforce out of respect. At kami, susuriin namin kung pwede nang arestuhin si Bato. Sinabi rin po ni Senator Cayetano, pasensya na humaba ng konti, ano? Sinabi ni Senator Cayetano, iba naman yan kung local warrant yan. Kung local warrant yan, we would have treated it like they did with Enrile, De Lima, Trillanes. Pero hindi nga local yung warrant. So I think we should support Alan Cayetano in unison kung ano man ang kulay ninyo because he's preserving the integrity of the Senate.
Thank you, Attorney. Yung reservation